by the pertinent data requests, and we will identify them as exhibits and admit them in due course. We'll consider admission.
Moving on to page 15 of your testimony. And this is your original testimony, not your supplemental testimony. On page 15 of your testimony, you have a section labeled air ambulance, and I'd have some questions about that part of your testimony. If you start with the sentence that's on line 15 and goes through most of line 7, that sentence states, once Lifelike notifies our control center of a medical emergency, the project would initiate a stop on all turbines, which would be shut down in a very short period of time. Do you see that?
Yes, I do.
Okay. Is that a commitment that's made in the application anywhere, to your knowledge?
I would defer to the application itself. I'm not aware of a specific reference to lifelike impacts to lifelike in the application itself.
When you say that the turbines would be shut down in a very short period of time, can you quantify that amount of time?
As I stated earlier, I'm not aware of a specific figure I can offer you. I would defer to witness Marcotte, who's a pilot who's certainly interacted with projects of this sort. He may have a better answer for you.
Go to page 22 of your testimony. I would like to refer you to answer 46, where you recommend that the board not adopt condition 40. And answer 46 states, as witness Curlinger discusses, Republic Wind has already performed adequate pre-construction Eagle use surveys in consultation with ODNR and U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service. These agencies have acknowledged that no further Eagle use surveys are necessary. According to witness Curlinger, the surveys that have been performed demonstrate that the risk of bald eagle collision is extremely low. Further, as witness Curlinger will discuss, the development of an eagle conservation plan is voluntary. As such, Republic Wind believes staff's proposed condition 40 is unnecessary and overburdensome. My first question about this answer is, did you write this before you discovered there was an eagle in the middle of the project area? I mean, eagle nest?
Yes.
Okay. Now that you know there's an eagle nest in the middle of the project area, is your answer to question 46 still the same?
Yes.
Let's go to page 11 of your testimony.
sorry, may I have the,
Page number again.
11.
thank you.
I'd like to refer you to the section labeled Aesthetics Rural Character.
Yes.
In lines 19 and 20, you state that the project has been sited in a rural residential agricultural zone which has a relatively low density of viewers. You see that?
Yes.
What are the number of viewers in this area relative to when you say that they are of a relatively low density?
Per the application, this would be a reference to population that could be classified as rural, and one that is similar in nature to other built projects in Ohio.
Well, when you determine the density of the viewers, did you compare it against the entire population of the state of Ohio?
I believe population density is something that's provided separate from the state as a whole.
Well, when you say that the population is relatively low in its density, are you comparing it to something?
To my knowledge, the application itself details why we can classify this area as rural. And I believe as well details the exact population density of the project area. Beyond that, I don't have those figures in front of me, so I just want to let you know that.
Moving further down in this answer, starting on line 24, there's a sentence that says, while some viewers may have adverse reactions to wind turbines, others find them aesthetically pleasing to look at and prefer the slow spinning turbine blade to other utility structures. You see that?
Yes.
And then you have a footnote 3 after that sentence. And the footnote 3 says, see, for example, testimony of Barbara Baldauser, testimony of Roger Walters, and testimony of Evelyn Snavely. See that?
Yes.
And those are 3 testimonies that you're citing for the proposition that some viewers think turbines are aesthetically pleasing to look at.
Yes.
Okay. Now, you have a witness in this case whose last name is Baldauser, correct?
Yes.
Is Barbara Baldauser related to him?
To my knowledge, in some way, yes. I'm not familiar with the exact relation.
Okay. Mr. Baldauser, the witness in this case, is a leasing landowner for the project, right?
I believe Mr. Baldauser has specified that yes, he is.
Okay. Do you know whether Barbara Baldauser is a leasing landowner for this project?
I don't know offhand. I know that that Mr. Baldauser was testifying he is.
Do you know whether Roger Walters is a participating landowner for this project?
I believe that in the testimony he offered at this public hearing, he said that he was,
Okay.
but that he would not be receiving any turbine.
Uh-huh. Okay, so if he's a participating landowner, that means that Republic Wind is paying him to participate, correct?
Yes.
How about Evelyn Snavely? Is she a participating landowner for this project?
I'm not aware of whether she specified in her testimony that she is. However, the last name is one that is very familiar. We have several family members participating in the project.
Moving on to page 12 of your testimony. I'd like to talk about answer 24. Here you say that at the local public hearing on September 12, 2019, 14 of those individuals who live within the project area testified in support of the project, right?
That's correct.
Of those 14, how many are participating landowners for the project?
I don't want to speculate on the specific number. I'm aware that several of those who testified are participants. However, there's some who are not. And that was evident at the hearing.
Mhm. With regard to the persons who are not participating landowners but who testified in support of the project, do you know whether any of those persons are related to persons who are participating landowners?
Again, I wouldn't like to speculate offhand. I don't have the family trees in front of me. It's a rural area. I would imagine many folks are related.
Go to page 14 of your testimony. On the top of that page, you have some testimony about karst formations. I'd like to refer you to the sentence that starts on line 5, and then go into the next sentence that ends on line 11. So these two sentences go as follows. I note that the staff report contains no conditions related to karst formations. However, the report's text at page 26 states that if the subsequent investigations identify karst formations, Republic Wind will avoid those locations for siting turbines. To be clear, as explained by witness McGee, if future geotechnical studies identify that proposed turbine locations are located above karst formations, implementation of mitigation measures such as grouting is likely to be the recommended course of action. You see that testimony?
Yes.
Okay. So am I properly understanding what you're saying then to state that if Republic Wind finds karst under a proposed turbine location, it will still put a turbine there?
To iterate what witness McGee stated in his testimony, the point made here is that avoidance may not be the necessary procedure, and that the project would like the opportunity to investigate whether a mitigation procedure could be put in place that resolved the impact or resolved the issue.
Mm-hmm.
I would defer to witness McGee with any specifics of this.
And those mitigation measures could include grouting, according to your testimony?
That's correct.
So what's grouting?
My general understanding of grouting is filling an area that is known to be open space underground. So with karst formation, it's my general understanding that you may have some stability issues that can be mitigated with filling with a certain substance that offered some structural integrity that was not there before. And again, regarding anything more specific, I would defer to Witness McGee.
Maybe this is a good time to be thinking of a break around.
That would be fine with me. I'm at a good breaking point.
Okay. Let's go off the record.